This is the Strange and Mysterious World podcast, in conjunction with Elucis TV. These are your hosts, Lee Stridham and William Collinson.
Hello, welcome to Strange and Mysterious World, Season 5, Episode 24. Tonight's guest is Konchok Tsetan. He is a Buddhist. He has a PhD in Buddhism, and is all the way from Tibet. So yeah, I can't wait to discuss some stuff with him. I think that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah.
Yes. So anyway, how I found Konchok, when I went to India to do the documentary of Jesus in India, and we went to go try to find the monasteries where apparently Jesus was, where he learnt all of this Buddhist knowledge, and mainly from the book The Unknown Life of Jesus Christ by Nicholas Notovich, which the book was published in 1894, but I don't know when his story actually took place. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he broke his leg. He fell off his horse, broke his leg, and he got taken into a monastery in Tibet there. And this monk started reading these things from him about a guy that was there, and it was everything that Jesus. It was basically Jesus. He was reading like a book about Jesus. So that's where the whole thing started. And anyway, I went there to go find Jesus, and Konchok was Dr. Konchok was my guide. I was so lucky that I actually had a Buddhist with a PhD in Buddhism that guided me through the Himalayas trying to find this monastery. So here he is, and also it was fascinating because I could ask him so many questions while we were traveling around. So it was amazing. And also, which is another exciting news, is Lee's released a book.
Yes.
Hey?
Yeah, it came out this week. It's on Kindle and Amazon. It's called The Shift, A Metaphysical Awakening. So yeah, that's cool for all of you guys out there. It is a bit of it's a textbook, eh? So it's not a story. it's like a guide. It's a guide, a simple, easy to read guide. Well, hopefully it's easy to read. If you're into this kind of stuff, the esoteric things and the mystic stuff, then yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've read it. Yeah. I've read the manuscript before it's published, and yes, it's really, if you want to get into these kind of things, Lee does a very good job of touching on all of the different topics, from like Kundalini, spiritual awakening, remote viewing, to the what are called holographic universe. To are we living in a simulation, and he kind of goes through all of them. It's very cool. Yeah. So,
and I even got a forward from Father Damon Abani, so that's in the book.
Oh, great! That's awesome. Yeah. So what? You're going to leave a link in the bottom to get it?
Yeah, we'll put it on our website as well, strangeandmysteriousworld.com. We'll put it there as well, so you can purchase it straight from the site. It'll take you there. But yeah, cool.
All right. Awesome. Well, here's Dr. Konchok.
Yeah. As guys, just in this podcast, please, man, we do apologize for some of the sound quality that's coming up. We are talking to somebody out in Tibet, and obviously Tibet is not, seems like the Wi-Fi is not that great, so the sound quality is not the best, but yeah, give it a listen.
Dr. Tsetan, what is Buddhism?
Okay, Namo Buddhaya. So first, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. William and Mr. Lee for giving this opportunity to share my little knowledge about Buddhism and its philosophy and this all. So as far as I think, Buddhism is a journey into the depth of one's mind. So Buddha himself said that mind is the chief, right? So before this engaging any world, mind goes before and forerunners. So in basically, in Buddhism, it more focuses bringing on the mind and mental factor, how it works, how it this function. So how to reduce anger, how to reduce attachment, and how to reduce anxiety, and this all with a proper solution and the methods and path shown by the Lord Buddha. So basically, in Tibetan in English we call it Buddhism, right? So in Tibetan we call it Nangchos. Nang means inner, chos mean to transform, right? So it basically means inner transformation. Inner transformation, in a sense, uh, uh, to reduce our these negative thoughts, to reduce our attachment and grasping to self, grasping to things, and this all. Because the reason is that because of this all negative emotions, we face a lot of suffering, right? We face a lot of trouble and unwanted suffering. So yeah, basically, and this. Then and also Buddha himself said that you bhikshu, monks and scholar, you must examine and analyze my teaching and my words, just like a gold is tested by rubbing, cutting, and burning. Right? In the same way, you must examine my teaching. You must analyze, by using your own wisdom, whether the Buddha's words and the Buddha's teachings are beneficial to you or not, whether it makes sense or not, whether it is based on logical and reason or not. So if you find anything which is reasonable and beneficial for you as well as others, right? So specifically for you to reduce your negative emotions, to reduce your anxiety, to reduce your anger, attachment, and this the root is ignorance, then you just accept it. Otherwise, this all the followers of Buddha asked all the followers not to accept his words and his teaching just out of devotion, right? Devotion and faith and trust to the Buddha. This, so he basically said that mentioned that you just this don't follow blindly, right? I'm going, I'm going to accept it. Why? Because it is said by Buddha. No, you don't need to follow in that way. You need to, you need to use your wisdom and analyze and examine, this each and every words and each and every teaching taught by the Buddha. So if you find there's a logical, reasonable, and pragmatic, logical, reasonable, and beneficial to you, then you can accept it, right? So Buddhism is, this free for all, and at the same time, Buddhism is, of course, this science of mind, right? It more focuses on mind, how it functions, this mind and mental faculties.
Okay.
Wow.
Doc,
So
look,
basically,
yeah, so look, Carla, what I want to say, that the very basic crux, Rosencrux of the story, got to keep it there.
Yeah.
The basic idea about Buddhism is, and this is just putting it into one sentence, is awareness. Is just to be constantly aware of what is going on around you. Is to put yourself, that you don't have the wandering mind. You keep you keep imagining things, and you've got to be present. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Presence. Presence. If you have presence, everything that you've just mentioned there can come into play. So if you have presence when you get angry, you can recognize it and deal with it. If you have presence and you suddenly get upset, you can deal with it. So I think and this is just my opinion, in the very basic idea of Buddhism, it's all about presence and being present all the time.
Yes. Yes. So being in presence. So to this start such practices, normally this such kind of practices or meditation start from this breathing in and out, right? There's so many different methods and different way, but this for the beginner level, right? For the beginner, for a beginner level, this it is taught to practice the breathing in and out, right? So while breathing it, we have to recognize that now I'm breathing in, right? And then while breathing out, we have to recognize that now this I'm breathing out. So at that moment, this we have to bring our mind, this only on the focusing only on the breath without being distracted, right, on the breath. So this is the very basic practices. This is the very basic practices to bring one mind on single object. When we practice this breathing exercise, there is uh, normally this our master asked us or instructed us to practice such these meditation practices in the 21 cycle, right? Breathing in and breathing out one cycle, and then again breathing in and breathing out two cycle, and then breathing it such with this 21 times. So here, this Lord Buddha himself, there is a mindfulness sutra, right? Mindfulness sutra, which is taught by the Lord Buddha himself at Shravasti, now in India, in UP, Uttar Pradesh, near to Varanasi. So where Buddha himself engaged in these practices and taught these these practices, the benefit of mindfulness practices, and how to engage in these practices to all the monks and this upasaka monks and lay people, right?
Okay. So and Vipassana, was that one of his main
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Nowadays, this as we all aware that Vipassana meditation is very famous, right? So in Vipassana meditation, the basic thing is also the focusing on the breathing in and out.
Okay.
So this so in general, this breathing in and breathing out exercise is one method, right? It's one method to bring this to calm one's mind, to bring one's mind on the present time, to only focus on the breath without being distracted.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah, that's
okay.
what in very short, because there's one sutra which is it's lengthy sutra, but it is the explanation is very in short. I gave in very
Okay.
short explanation.
So the Vipassana was never like the one that's taught by the Ginkgo. Oh, geez, I can't remember his name. The guy that's been taken all around the world with those 10-day Vipassana retreats. Is that he does a when he teaches this is you got to bring body awareness, like awareness of your feet, awareness of your calves, awareness of the knees, and you work your way up the body up to your head, and then you do your awareness down back to your toes. Is that not real Vipassana?
No. There's also I think you're talking about the mindfulness, right? Mindfulness meditation, mindfulness practices. In uh, in mindfulness practices, there is four kinds of mindfulness practices, right? One is this meditation on body, and then one is meditation of this phenomena, and one is meditation on mind, and one is body. There is four kind of this mindfulness meditation. So when we meditate on this body, we have to analyze, as you already mentioned, that we have to analyze this from top to bottom. I want to add some there. The thing is that
Yeah.
because this breathing in and out, this the teaching of breathing in and out is very easy, this to learn for us, because this we all breathe, this all the time, right? Once our breath stop, this we die. So I think it is quite easy for us, this to familiar, this to become familiarization with these practices. So it takes time, right? It takes time, but this is the a kind of first step to calm down one's mind and to bring one's mind on this present time.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, was he teaching a religion or a philosophy or a psychology or something totally different?
Not a religion.
Entirely.
Yeah, it wasn't a religion.
Yes, Lord Buddha taught philosophy of impermanence. I think this now. Now, when we talk about the philosophy, there are many aspects of philosophy, right? There's a philosophical expert, philosophical schools, philosophical thought, and there's I think different aspects. So actually, Lord Buddha taught this the philosophy of impermanence. Now we normally call it four seals. Four seals in Buddhism, right? Four seals. This like a stem. Four seals. The philosophy of impermanence, the philosophy of suffering, the philosophy of empty of this independent existence, and the philosophy of no self, right? So these four are these four are the principle and very much important factor in Buddhism to know the Buddhist philosophy and to know what kind of philosophy Lord Buddha taught, right? So among them, the first one is the impermanence, right? So when we do talk about the impermanence, we all know that thing changes, right? We all know that thing changes, but still within the category of the impermanence, there is the grosser level and subtle level, and even the subtler level. So Lord Buddha also taught from this greater level up to the this ever greater subtler level, right? So in subtler level, this it's talking about the impermanence of momentariness, right? It changes moment by moment, right? Actually, in this gross level, we know that everything get changes. There's nothing nothing live permanent. But still, we have lots of I think this permanent thought, right? Suppose my name is Konchok Tsetan, right? My name is Konchok Tsetan. So yesterday I was a Konchok Tsetan, and today I am a Konchok Tsetan. Tomorrow I will be a Konchok Tsetan. So in my mind, this in very deeper sense, in my mind, I think that the Konchok Tsetan that exists yesterday and the Konchok Tsetan that is existing now is the same. I think that I'm the same, right? And the Konchok Tsetan of the tomorrow morning and this night, I think that I'm the same as Konchok Tsetan. But when we go, this in a deeper sense, it changes moment by moment, right? So this now it is maybe 8:45 something. The time is 8:45 something. So in 8:44, this the Konchok Tsetan that exists in 8:44, this change moment by moment. But I myself, this because of this the grasping of permanent thought, I think that I'm the same. Then tomorrow also I will think that I'm the same. So
Yes.
this is a kind of very subtle thing, but this if we this inwardly look within us and this try to understand the changes of momentariness, then this there it will help us to reduce the permanent thought, right? It will help us to reduce our attachment, anxiety, and this all. So in Buddhism, this impermanence is the gateway to engage in spiritual practices. Without thinking about impermanence, this we can't engage in more practices. And the second one is suffering, right? Suffering. So Lord Buddha said that there is suffering in samsara, right? So there is suffering in samsara. So so people, this might think different that. So then, this many people may say that Buddhism, this like this makes me a kind of disappointment, right? Disappointment, because it said that it's only talking about the suffering and this all. So the one thing is that the person, right? The person who takes birth in samsara, if the person is take birth in samsara because of his karma, because of karma and mental affliction, then there is a suffering. That means, this in the world there is a suffering for those people, this who takes birth in samsara because of mental affliction, klesha, mental afflictions and karma. So there is no suffering for those people who intentionally takes birth to benefit all sentient beings, to benefit this others. So there is, we have to, this thing, we have to distinguish these two things, right? Mm. And the suffering. So then in Buddhism, there are three kinds of suffering, right? Suffering of change, suffering, and all pervasive conditioning suffering. So first one is, this quite easy for us to understand. Suffering of change, right? Suffering of change. For example, this. Suppose this. Today I'm going to Delhi by flight, right? So this is my first time to get into the flight from Varanasi to Delhi. So this, I feel very excited, right? I feel very excited to get into the plane because it's the first time, right? So this, when I get into the flight, I feel very, this feel very good and cool and excited, right? So if the flights, they continue travel maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, then I may, this, I definitely, I will feel, this exhausted, right? This, this, I feel pain, back pain, I feel headache and something like this, right? So this is a kind of suffering of change. We think that first, this, before getting into the flight, I think that this getting into the flight is a happy moment. It's happiness, right? So it is a true happiness, or it is a long-lasting and true happiness. Then the more I, the more I get into the flight, the more I travel into the flight, the more the happiness, should be increased. But here, it is opposite, right? The more I travel in the aeroplane or car and whatever, we can take an example, right? I feel exhausted. I feel headache, right? This thing. So suffering of change. Then suffering of suffering. So this, this suffering of change and suffering of suffering, these two, these are also talking about this taught by these non-Buddhist schools, right? Non-Buddhist schools. Mm. So the second one is the suffering of suffering. Suffering of suffering means a kind of double suffering, right? A kind of double suffering. So Lord Buddha said that, for example, we are a human being, right? We take birth in a human, in a precious human body. So Lord Buddha said that taking human birth is a suffering. Taking human birth is a suffering, and upon that, in for human beings, there is a suffering of birth. There is a suffering of aging. There is a suffering of sicknesses. There is suffering of death. So this is a kind of suffering. And the last one is the third one is the this all pervasive conditioning suffering, which is the this we can say their unique characteristic, a unique quality of the Buddhism, right? Buddhism only to talk about this in a very much deeper level. So it means that um, taking birth in samsara itself is a suffering. So we normally we say that taking birth in samsara in a human form, is a very precious, right? Precious. So Lord Buddha said that taking birth itself is a suffering. So we don't know that taking birth is itself is a suffering. So because of that, whenever this whenever this a new child is born, we we engage in celebration, right? We do say lots of celebration.
Yeah,
People
but I mean,
dance.
when I see a child burn, I'm like, oh, shame he's come to earth.
Uh-huh.
Because sorry, I'm just making a joke. Because I believe
Yeah,
it's. I mean, I don't. I think it's pure suffering on top of suffering on top of suffering. On so like yeah. Sorry, yeah. I was just making
You feel sorry
a
for the
silly
child, in
joke.
other words.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
So yeah, the third
sorry.
one is a much more deeper sense. So Lord Buddha basically taught that taking birth, taking birth is a suffering. Taking birth is a suffering in a sense. If we take birth because of, so according to Buddhism, right? If we take birth because of this mental affliction, mental defilement, and this karma, then there is a suffering. So
Hmm.
this one is a little bit kind of in deep, subtle level, right? So the third one is among the forces. The third one is this empty of independent existence, right? Empty of devoid and empty of inherent existence. So here, this it is very interesting that we think that. We have this strong uh, attachment and the clinging towards ourselves and towards one's object and towards a relative and this all, right? So if we think inwardly in a deeper level, then we find that this things and phenomena and things doesn't exist as we think of. Things and phenomena doesn't exist as we perceive, right? We think that these things, uh, this how to say, um, dependently, this come into being, right? And then here it comes also this. Okay. Oh yeah. No. No. Sir. Oh. So basically, so here it is the empty of inherent existence. It's talking about the emptiness, right? Emptiness. Things appear to us. Okay, so whatever appears to us is doesn't exist as we perceive. It appears in conventional level. It appears to us in conventional level, but in ultimate level, it is devoid of inherent existence. But ultimate level, it is empty of this independent existence. So it helps us this to reduce one's grasping to self or to things or to object on to physical world and physical things and this all. So basically, this these all are this a kind of method, right? A kind of method to train one's mind, right? To tame, to control one's mind. This now, uh, especially in this 21st century, because of the fast development of this technology, we can't remain our mind, this on present on a single object, this for even a single moment. It's very difficult for us. Our body is here, but our mind, this wanders, this somewhere else. So this is on this all the methods, this to bring one's mind in a happy, this how to say happy abode and this single object, and to get this the method. This is the method, this through which we can get some peace of mind, right? Peace of mind, happy life. So the fourth one is no self, right? So Buddhism doesn't accept self. So self means here in Sanskrit, it means Atma, right? Atma. So Buddhism doesn't accept Atma. So non-Buddhist school accept self, this which has which has the few aspect of characteristic. They said that self is uh, self is permanent, right? Self is this single, and self is independent existent. So Buddhism reject it, right? No self. So here, this it also comes with the philosophical, this thoughts and the practices. So here, no self means whenever we say that this self and I and this all, right? I and this all. So Buddhism basically said that um, I, this I is and I exist there. I exist there because of the five aggregates. Five aggregates. When these all five aggregates come together, then we just this uh, uh, designate it. This is I. This is this is I. This is this is the person. This is the I. But this when we inwardly and when we examine and analyze in deeper level to each these five aggregates, we can find that this is I, right? We will not find this. We can't pinpoint that this is I. This one is self. We can't pinpoint. This one is I. We can't pinpoint. And and in Buddhism says that uh, because of this self-grasping, the strong self-grasping thought, we do and we committed so many negative actions. And because of the negative actions and this self-grasping thought, this sentient beings, this takes birth in samsara. So, so we have a very strong, this I thought, right? I want this. So when we see that, where is I? Yeah, actually, this Buddhism is, as I this mentioned at the beginning level, that Buddhism is a journey to know who we are, right? Who we are.
Okay,
Like this.
so that's
Yeah.
so if you had to say, sorry, go for it, Lee. I've already asked a question.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask. So look, in the esoteric, mystic side of the West, we see things slightly different in that when look, we believe in reincarnation. We believe that you come back, but there's a lot of mystic traditions that teach that when you actually choose to come back at a specific time and at a specific pace, and you actually choose to come into that being. My issue is, so in the mystic side, you're choosing that and you're coming down to live that life for whatever reason. But in the Buddhist tradition, you must just correct me if I'm wrong, but the Buddhist tradition doesn't see a choice. It's almost like if you haven't got to the point that you need to at the time of your death, you get put back on the wheel and you come back again to try and learn what it is that you need to learn so that you can progress. And if you don't learn it, you're going to come back again to learn. And if you don't learn it, you're going to come back again and again and again.
So Lee, you're talking about like the New Age movement where they think that you're up in heaven or whatever, and then you choose your mother and you choose
so
your
so
I know
there's a
that
lot of
New Age movement
there's a lot of mystic thought
love
that
to think
when you
that,
die, you can actually say like that. You've got that family constellation where it says, okay, I'm coming back into this family, but I'm going to be now the father, and I'm going to be learning the new. You were my wife, and now you're going to be my brother. So there's always been that like the family constellation that you're about. Do you know what I mean? Then there's another thought where people say that when you die, there are these beings called archons, which are like these entities that kind of feed off the negativity of the world, and they try to keep you in the constant recycling of lives. So they keep you in the trap of coming back and coming back and coming back.
To feed off your negative
to
emotions.
keep feeding off the negativity, because we never remember. Every time we're coming back again, you never remember your past life. So it's always very difficult to try and think, but okay, I don't know how far in my previous life I got. I don't know if I managed to get to certain things. I don't know. It's like, because I can't remember the things that have happened to me in my past lives. So how do I know what to fix in this life? Does it make sense?
Okay, so yes, so you are basically talking about this rebirth, right?
Yeah, like reincarnation.
A kind of,
Yeah.
a kind of, this how to take the rebirth, right?
Yeah.
So according to Buddhist point of view, when we die, right? Suppose, when I die, this Buddhism, this makes division among this within the body, right? There is this one's now, this my body, this one body is made of flesh, bone, and blood, and this all, right? This is the very, this gross body, right? And there is a one, this subtle body, and even subtler body. So suppose, this, when I die, this body, my present body, will be burned, right? Will be burned. But this my mind, right? But my mind, this uh, the continuum and the connectivity of my mind, the stream of my mind, this continue to travel to the intermediate state. The moment I die, this my mind travel to the intermediate state, right? So see, basically, we said that uh, whatever this action, whether it is a good action or positive action or negative action, right? The imprints and the seed, right? The imprints of that action is store up and accumulated and store up on one's mind, right? One's one mind. So when I die, this my mind, my mind continue travel to the Bardo state, the intermediate state. At that moment, it is very important that at that moment we think that only mind, right? We think that when I die, this body will be burned out, and only mind continue to travel. All right. So, but if we think from the this viewpoint of this sacred mantra, right? Vajrayana practices. This it's do talk about that when I die, my mind, along with this my subtle body, this continue to travel to the intermediate state. So it wanders in the intermediate state, and then according and based on one's own accumulated action, if I if I performed positive action in my previous life while I was alive, then according to based on my accumulated action, this I takes the birth. I takes birth. I this enter into the mother's womb and takes birth. So there is this even mind also this different level, right? And the body also divided in a different level. Subtle, we call it the gross body and subtle body, and this all.
So is the subtle mind and the mind and the subtle body, is that the soul or the soul?
Okay, so this no, in this, so at this point, it's in Vajrayana practices, as I have mentioned a little bit. In Vajrayana practices, it do talk about wind and mind, right? Wind and mind. So, yeah, wind and mind. So wind. So here, wind doesn't mean this what this the wind, what the storm and wind goes outside. It's a kind of energy. This subtle energy. So this wind, give force to the body. This is the a kind of substantial cause to to mix up the body, and as far as the mind, the stream and the continuum and the connectivity of mind goes up. Oh, so okay. So, for example, like a river, right? Like a river. Suppose this today I went to the river, right? I went at the bank of the river, and I saw the flowing river, right? So, and then I came back, and then when I tomorrow when the tomorrow again, when I go back at the bank of that river, I this I may feel that I actually this feel that, oh, there's we may this ignorantly, out of ignorance, we feel that, oh, there's the same river, right? There's the same river, but this the continuum and the stream and the connectivity of the river goes on, continues, constantly goes on, moment by moment, right? First moment, when the second when second moment arises, first moment dissolves, and then it arises and dissolve, arises, dissolve, arises, dissolve, and something like this. Actually, it is this very how to say very complicated and complicated topic, right? It's not easy. This even for me, it's not easy to explain in that in detail and with experience. This, all right. It's very complicated.
Okay, it's just because I was reading a book about Buddhism the other day, and it was saying that Buddhists do not believe in a soul. But then I was like, yeah, but they believe in the mind and the subtle body leaving. So isn't that the
Yeah, yeah.
same thing as the soul? I mean, I was just getting confused because I was like, well, they kind of, it sounds like they believe in a soul, but they just give it different names, like a mind and a subtle body.
I see.
So I don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
do Buddhists believe in a soul?
Um, we normally this say that mind, right? Subtle subtle mind, along with the wind means there is a subtle body, subtle mind, along with the
That is the soul.
subtle this subtle mind, along with the subtle body, wander in the intermediate state.
Yeah, it's the soul.
Even at that time, we have all five senses, like eyes, nose, ear, tongue, and this all things, but in a subtle form.
Okay, but that sounds like a soul to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's a
maybe I
different,
don't know what a
yeah,
soul is.
it's a different name for the same thing.
Doctor, so according to Buddha, was consciousness created in the brain? Consciousness. Is it created in the brain, or is it something that is outside of us that we connect to?
Mhm. Okay, so according to the Buddhist viewpoint, the cause, right? The cause of the cause of consciousness must be a consciousness. So that means that, in a sense, this mm, uh, as I mentioned, that the stream of river, like, right? So like that, the stream of consciousness, this there is no beginning, right? It is a beginningless. It is a endless. There's no beginning. There is no end. We can't say that consciousness, this fastly arises and comes from this moment, and it will, this end from this moment. We can't say that this. It's this deep this how to say connectivity, and it stream this goes from moment to moment, like this like a stream of river.
Okay, so Dr. Tsetan, so what we experience, is it real or is it a mental projection, according to Lord Buddha?
I can say that in what we see and what we experience. So in conventional levels mean without and without this investigation and examining, this it is there means this it works, right? But an ultimate level, this the things doesn't exist as we perceive and as we think. So in four different philosophical schools, Vaibhashika, Swatantraka, Chitmatra, mind only school, and then Madhyamaka school, right? So here, this mind only school, this do talk about that whatever whatever we perceive, right? Whatever things or whatever object or physical things or whatever we perceive or we see, it is just a mental projection. So in short, Nagarjuna said that what we perceive is an illusion. So so think that what we see and what we perceive is an illusion, right? Illusion. Mm. Then appearance and empty, the appearance, right? Because of this in especially in this 21st century, this people this attract only physical appearances, right? What appears them, what appears to them, right? They believe that what appears to them is a real. So appearance, this deceive us, right? Appearance obstructs, this to know its reality. Okay, that's it. All in this in a short. That's it.
Okay, awesome.
Well,
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doc.
Thanks,
That was very,
thank you, Doctor.
very cool. Yeah.
Yes, very insightful. Very.
Thank you.
Learned
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much. Hope to
Thank
see you
so
soon
much.
once again.
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful. Also lovely to see you again. So wonderful.
Yeah,
man.
sure. It's my pleasure.
And I hope to come back to India sometime soon so we can do another tour.
Yeah, sure.
Must
You're
Bring
welcome.
Lee to it.
Yes, Lee. This
Yeah, I
time
really
bring
enjoy.
Lee.
I enjoyed it so much, Tsetan.
Yeah,
I really
last time,
thank you for
right?
that time. It was so wonderful, and yeah.
Okay, it's
And
my
thank you for
pleasure.
coming.
Yeah.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And hope to hope to meet in some others episode.
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Wonderful.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. So
Thanks, eh?
good night, both of you. Good night, sweet
Good
dream.
night. Yes,
Yeah.
you too. Enjoy your meal.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good night.
Okay.
Good night, Doctor.
Good night. Bye bye.
Okay. Good night. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Lee.
Thanks, guys and girls, for listening there. Yeah, we'll chat to you next week for our last episode for season 5. We're going to have a week's break after that, and then we're coming back with season 6. There's some new stuff happening in season 6, which is pretty cool. And you'll have to just log in and check to see what's new. Don't forget to follow us on all of our podcasts. Well, not all of our podcasts, but check us out on our
All our
YouTube
social
channel,
medias.
obviously, and all our social media stuff, and check us out on our website that William has designed, which actually looks so cool. But yeah, otherwise, guys, have a fantastic week ahead.
Yeah, please go to the website.
Chat
Have a
to you.
look.
Yeah, we'll chat to you all then. Cheers, man.